with Mike and then go to Zach O.
Yeah, Curtis, when you watched the film and kind of went through it with Tino, what jumped out at you? Maybe something that you didn't notice on Saturday?
Yeah, it was a good learning tape to watch. I think that for a first game, it wasn't too bad as an offense, but we're really looking and trying to chase those, those middle three drives. They went down and scored every time, and they had really good on all cylinders kind of thing. We're really working well. But yeah, it was good learning tape and a lot to work on for this week.
Go Zach Oshman on your left, and then Jeff.
I guess just like bigger picture, an experienced quarterback like you, what are the things that you want to sort of accomplish in early season games? Just whether it's stuff you want to just kind of get comfortable with, or maybe just get back into the rhythm. Like, just are there things that you kind of look at and say, I want to tick these boxes to know that I've kind of got the right rhythm that I need once we hit conference play, once we get to the meat of the season?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you hit it. You want to get into a good rhythm. First game is always like getting that game speed back. You can prepare as much as you want in the off season and do as much live reps as you can, but until you hit the game, and you get that first hit, then you can be like, all right, we're going now, kind of thing. And so, getting that rhythm down, timing down, game timing, and all that. And so, it's good to have a couple games before conference play in order to get that out of the way. But the sooner the better, and that's what we're striving for this week.
Go Jeff in front on your right, and then Daniel.
Cross's catch, more impressive from your vision as quarterback when you throw that ball, more impressive later when you go back and watch that on film?
I don't know, I think it was impressive in all angles. When I threw it, I was just hoping that nothing bad would happen, and he kind of just saved me there a little bit. He's a heck of a player, and so I'm glad that we have him on the team. And watching it again in film was like, wow, he's a special player. So.
Was there anything surprising about that, or is he the kind of guy who you're like, that's just kind of what he can do?
Yeah, I mean, he's got great hands. One of the best hands that I've been around. Obviously, I played with him at Ohio in his first 3 years, and he's one of the most secure hands that that I've met and I played with. And so, I can't say I was expecting that on last Saturday, but I'm not surprised because he got good hands. So.
Daniel front on your left, and then Zach B.
Yeah, as far as your in-week routine, this is year 4, year 5 for you, right, as a starter. From when you were at Ohio early on to where it's at now, whether it's watching this tape, I guess more or less now with your that process. I'm curious, how has it maybe evolved for you if it's like watching more here, and just kind of that like, okay, I'm here now, I'm here.
Yeah, I think it's definitely evolved over my years. I'm definitely watching more tape as I've gotten older, as I've gotten more playing time and all that. Everywhere I go, I learn something new about how to watch tape. I learned a lot from my brother, who's gone through the ringer, gone through all of college and then into pros, and how he watches film and he prepares. And then Coach Tino's obviously been around the best of the best, and so seeing how he prepares, how he watches, and throughout the week, I've tried to marry that as well.
Zach B on your left, and then Josh.
Talking about the penalties on Saturday that we saw, how do you as the quarterback, the leader of this team, the leader of the offense, go about trying to remedy and help solve and fix maybe some of those issues on the penalty front?
Yeah, we just got to get on the same page. I mean, I think there was a lot of avoidable penalties that we haven't had for most of the offseason, most of camp, and so it's a lot of things that we just need to pay a little bit more attention to detail, myself included, and be able to minimize those, and because as the season goes on, they're going to start hurting a lot more.
Josh on your left, and Owen.
Game on Friday night, obviously one day less to prepare and recover from last week's game. What's that process like for you and everybody else?
Yeah, it's not too different. I mean, it's playing on a Friday night is fun. It's not Friday afternoon, so you get a little bit extra time to fully get your body back. And thankfully, I don't think we had too many big injuries, and so we're able to get the body back quickly. It's just kind of getting ready to play right away and preparing and kind of moving on as fast as you can. I mean, that was the biggest thing is watching tape. Come in as a group Monday, watch tape, and then right away you got to be ready to switch gears and focus on new defense, new game plan and all that.
Owen far right, and then Mike.
Yeah, Curtis. I think it was either Zach or Tyson that told us after the game Friday that you're really calm in the pocket. Just I guess what goes into that, and what do you kind of
Yeah, I think it's important to, especially as a quarterback, be able to control your emotions. I've always been someone who's a little bit more calm and be able to. That's the way that I best process, the game and process information. Whenever something happens, where good or bad, I like to be able to stay on the same level so that I can, attack the next play, attack the next drive, and just be able to move on. It's the hardest thing to do is be able to move on from a good or bad play, and just stay ready for the next one. So.
Back on your left to Mike.
Yeah, when you were talking about film watching, did they have you look back at, in the offseason of any JMU's offense, in particular Cole Johnson, just because Coach Signetti said you guys were similar builds, similar quarterbacks?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've watched a lot of past JMU tape, whether that's for installs, whether that's for just when I first got here, we watched a lot of JMU tape, obviously, right? And so just learning, how everything's going to be. But Cole is a great player, very smart, and so being able to have Tino kind of talk about his thought process and how he analyzed the game was really helpful because he was very successful, and so it was good to watch that tape with him for sure.
Anything else? Yep. Front row right.
On Saturday, Coach Signetti mentioned you guys need to learn to play with the lead. How do you keep the team from getting too comfortable with the scoreline and want them to get on the field and score more points?
Yeah, I mean, it's always tough when you feel like you have the win in the bag, but I think Coach Signetti is doing a really good job of making sure that we're playing the same no matter who's in there, no matter who we're playing, and just being able to maintain that focus from the first quarter to the end of the game is going to help us put away opponents a lot quicker and not have a game that we had kind of in the second half of Saturday.
The last one, Nick, second one on your left.
What was it like playing in front of the home crowd at Indiana rather than playing in the home crowd at Ohio?
It was awesome. I mean, it was the biggest home crowd that I played in front of before, and it's an awesome town to not only live in but just to play in front of, and we're hoping to continue to build the football culture here, and the more we win, the more that I believe that's going to happen. But it was awesome. I mean, they were roaring, and it was really fun to be in that environment.
Awesome. Thanks, Curtis.
You Curtis.